Question 1. By default, for how long are Entra ID sign-in logs retained within the Azure portal? And what is the recommended method for longer-term retention and advanced querying capabilities using Kusto Query Language, KQL? Option A, 7 days. Stream to Azure Storage Account. Option B, 30 days. Stream to Azure Log Analytics Workspace. Option C, 90 days. Export manually to CSV. Option D, indefinitely. They are always available in the portal. The correct answer is 30 days. Stream to Azure Log Analytics Workspace. Here's the explanation. Entra ID sign-in logs are retained for 30 days by default in the Azure portal. For longer retention and advanced querying using KQL, streaming them to an Azure Log Analytics Workspace via diagnostic settings is the recommended approach. Azure storage accounts are primarily for cost-effective archival. Question 2. A security administrator needs to investigate why a user's account was unexpectedly deleted from Entra ID. Which type of Entra ID log should the administrator consult to find information about this administrative action? Option A, Entra ID provisioning logs. Option B, Azure activity logs. Option C, Entra ID sign-in logs. Option D, Entra ID audit logs. The correct answer is Entra ID audit logs. Here's the explanation. Entra ID audit logs track changes made within the Entra ID tenant itself, including administrative activities like creating, modifying, or deleting user accounts, groups, or policies. Entra ID sign-in logs are for authentication attempts. Provisioning logs track account lifecycle in target systems, and Azure activity logs track resource management operations in Azure. Question 3. An application developer is troubleshooting a complex sign-in failure that involves multiple services. They need a unique identifier to trace all related events for a single sign-in attempt across these different services. Which component of the Entra ID sign-in logs should they use? And which diagnostic setting destination is best for real-time streaming of logs to a Security Information and Event Management (SIEM) system? Option A, Request ID, Azure Storage Account. Option B, Correlation ID, Azure Event Hubs. Option C, Device ID, Azure Log Analytics Workspace. Option D, User Principal Name, Azure Storage Account. The correct answer is Correlation ID, Azure Event Hubs. Here's the explanation. The Correlation ID is a unique identifier that links all related events for a single sign-in attempt across different services, making it crucial for end-to-end troubleshooting. Azure Event Hubs is the best diagnostic setting destination for real-time streaming of logs to SIEM systems or custom monitoring solutions. Question 4. A user attempts to delete a virtual machine in Azure. They have multiple role assignments, but none of them explicitly grant the Microsoft.compute/virtualmachine/delete permission at the relevant scope. What will be the outcome of this action based on the implicit deny principle of RBAC? Option A. The action will be allowed because no explicit deny rule exists. Option B. The action will be allowed if the user is a member of the owner role. Option C. The action will be automatically denied. Option D. The user will be prompted for additional authentication. The correct answer is COAT. The action will be automatically denied. Here's the explanation. The implicit deny principle states that if an action is not explicitly allowed by any assigned role at any relevant scope, access is automatically denied. There is no need for an explicit deny rule in most standard RBAC implementations. Question 5. A user has two distinct RBAC assignments. One grants, reader, access to a specific resource group, and another, via group membership, grants, virtual machine contributor, Access to the same resource group. What are the user's effective permissions for virtual machines within that resource group? Option A. Only reader access, as it is the most restrictive. Option B. Only virtual machine contributor access, as it is more specific. Option C. The additive union of both reader and virtual machine contributor permissions. Option D. No access, as the conflicting roles create a denial. The correct answer is the additive union of both reader and virtual machine contributor permissions. Here's the explanation. In RBAC, if a user has multiple role assignments, their effective permissions are the additive union of all permissions granted by those roles. If one role grants an action and another grants a different action, the user effectively has both. Question 6. Which statement best describes the primary purpose of role-based access control, RBAC, in a cloud environment? Option A. To encrypt data at rest and in transit. Option B. To prevent accidental deletion or modification of resources, regardless of user permissions. Option C. To define who can perform what actions on which resources based on their organizational role. Option D. To monitor network traffic for malicious activity and DDoS attacks. The correct answer is to define who can perform what actions on which resources based on their organizational role. Here's the explanation. RBAC is a method of regulating access based on the roles of individual users, grouping permissions into roles, and assigning users to those roles. Option B describes resource locks. Options A and D describe data encryption and network security, respectively, which are different security domains. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.